Hello, my lovely Sagittarius. This is going to be your 1 week read. We're making some changes over here. I'm going to start posting sign specific stuff as often as possible. And so we're going to include quite a bit of stuff in these messages. They will be a little bit longer. Hopefully you guys like those. We're also going to include charm casting with these readings. All right, let's see. How's life treating Sagittarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus all apply. Take what fits, leave the rest. Roles can be reversed in tarot. Male or female, doesn't matter. It's simply energy. So let's see what we've got going on for Sag. All right, Sagittarius, how's life treating you? Ooh, there we go. Workaholic, overworked, underpaid, and needs some time off to rest. So take that into account. Are you a workaholic? Do you work all the time? Do you get to enjoy any of what you're working so hard for? If not, adjustments need to be made. Graduate of the school of hard knocks, hard-headed and stubborn. So I feel like that resonates with a lot of us. I feel like we need to start figuring out how to learn lessons easier instead of harder. So keep that in mind. If something is a challenge, there's a lesson to be learned. Watch out for a Karen, Chad, Kevin, or an Amber, annoying, complaining, and an attention whore. We want to kind of keep our distance from energy like that. It's just not really worth our time. So if you're dealing with somebody who's seeking just attention for validation, maybe cut your losses with that. All right, in love. You might be meeting somebody that holds the key to your heart. Interesting. I feel like the only way you're gonna have time for love is if you prioritize it. So if you're working too much and you don't have time to socialize or have love in your life, you need to make some adjustments. Okay, what else? Yep, you're working on you right now, healing your heart from some sort of heartbreak or a toxic partnership. Could also be struggling to overcome some addictions as well, but you are working on it. Yep, addictions. So that could definitely resonate. Codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block or restraint. I feel like you were dealing with somebody that made you feel really stuck. So you might be running from new love coming in. Remember that indicates that there's something we need to work on. So runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, or listening to your ego. Are you running from your feelings? Okay. Maybe you use work as a crutch. Oh, I can't go out, I have to work. Oh, I can't do this, I have to work, right? So we need to use caution there. You got to find some balance. All right, what do we need to know from the starseeds? Weight of the world. Boundaries, let go. It's not yours to carry. Are you carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders? This is an indication that you need to let that go. You also need some boundaries because I feel like some people have hurt you in the past, and so you run from feelings as a result because there's a lot of things that are unresolved. So we need to work on that. What else? A new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision, right? We're elevating to 5D, especially if we're working on ourselves. So I do feel like some things are going to be changing for the better here. What else do we need to see? The big picture thinking, Palladius energy, visionary, and inspired ideas. So you might be having some really vivid dreams, or there could be like some sudden aha moments like, oh man, that's exactly what I need to see. I can't remember if it was Aries reading or your reading about gateways. I think it might have been Aries. But what's funny is there's a portal there, right? And we are almost to the 8-8 portal. Let's see, is it this week? So it would be the week before you'll see this, the 8-8 portal, Lionsgate portal. So that opens up streams of abundance. 8 is synonymous with infinity, infinite streams of abundance. 8-8 is a number of abundance coming in. So the more 8s you see, the bigger the amount of abundance that would be coming. Your life is a canvas. Artist, manifestation, and creative accountability. So create the life that you want, right? Bring that into existence. I feel like you're working on creating something really magical in your life. Maybe you're an artist, maybe there's manifestations that are coming in, but you do need some creative accountability. All right, Spirit, what does Sag need to see for the week ahead? What do they need to see? Ooh, yep. Weight of the world on your shoulders, right? Exactly. So stop working so much and like let go of what's holding you back and enjoy life again. It's going to take teamwork to make the dream work. What's the dream? What do you want to work at? There's other things you're working on letting go, and that brings in transformative energy. So out with the old, in with the new. You got to do the inner work so that you're not running from love. I feel like that's something that is really important so that you can actually embrace what you want, right? You don't want to manifest something and not be open to receive it, because then it's just frustration. So put your manifestations out there, but then you got to do the inner work in order to receive that. But you will. We have a victory here. This could come in work, public recognition, fame, fortune, reward, some sort of accomplishment after a long fought battle. I do feel like for some of you, you're going to be welcoming in love. This person could be younger than you, but it doesn't have to be. I do feel like the Page of Cups is something that we feel it's too good to be true. Yeah, right. They don't have a crush on me. Yeah, right. That'll happen. Believe it, you're going to start to see it. All right. Also, there's a rabbit there, so there could be some pregnancy announcements. Supposedly, if you dream about fish, that means that somebody's pregnant too. I've heard that one before. Page of Pentacles, start planning or setting those goals, those manifestations, and put them out there. You've got to set those goals before they're going to happen. For some of you, you want marriage and commitment. Could be seeing the number 1111. That tells you that not only is it mirrored energy, but it's also an indication that you're on the right path when you see 1111. It's twin flame energy as well, right? So mirrors something that's stable. Stability is what that card offers, especially in love. A wish fulfillment coming in. I feel like things are improving for you, but we first got to walk away from what's not serving our highest good. Judgment's out here. Karma's being dealt, so I feel like there's a decision that's being reached here. And the Emperor, the Divine Masculine. So some sort of bolder strategic move. I do feel like you could be a twin flame on the journey, but you don't have to be. This would just symbolize that this is like your future forever person. I also feel like you could be dealing with a potential fire sign or a water sign specifically. So Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Okay, we're going to do some charm casting. I just have our general board out here, so we're going to see what comes out. What do we need to see for Sagittarius? All right, Sag, what do we have for Sag? Ooh, okay. So in Feeling Feelings, we have the camel. That's so funny to me. So what's coming through is it's like you might have been kind of in the desert in a dry spell, but I feel like it's not PG, but I don't really care. You know how camels, like, they can go miles and miles without needing water, right? That's why they live so well in the desert. And then when they finally get to water, they gulp gallons and gallons and gallons down, right? Put your 2 cents on there, what we're talking about here, okay? So I feel like you've been in a dry spell when it comes to love and romance, and I feel like it's going to be anything but dry here very, very soon. All right, we have Take a Trip. We've got a baseball. So I feel like you might be hitting a home run in more ways than one. Maybe you're going to go see somebody that you've got feelings for. We do have the snake. So there's some sort of transformation, evolution. Remember, snakes have to shed their skin to keep growing. I also feel with the snake, you could be connecting to Lilith or Hecate. But a snake is symbolic for change and transformation, rebirth, okay? So some changes are coming. You might be taking a trip. Maybe that helps you to transform. Spirit is showing us the wolf. So maybe you kind of like your alone time. Maybe you kind of like to be really independent, but I feel like Spirit's trying to encourage you to not just always be in that independent energy, right? Like, it's okay to socialize, it's okay to be with somebody. So I feel like you're going to be called to step out of that just independent energy and work well with others. Your ancestors want you to keep hope alive, okay? There's something going on that they're going to help you, but they need you to keep hope alive that it's possible. Your spirit guides, we have the ship wheel. So I feel like things are turning around in your favor. What this also reminds me of is the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like your spirit guides are about to bless you. There's going to be like a turnaround somewhere. Could be financially, it could be in love, but I do feel like there is a big turnaround that's going to happen, some big changes. In body, we have the toothpaste. Somebody might need like a dental checkup, things like that. I do feel like there is, you need to take good care of your body is the other thing they're giving me. Caution to avoid it. I feel like you're avoiding change. We have the lotus flower. A lotus blooms in spite of its environment, and so it grows in really dark, murky water, and it rises to the surface and it blooms in spite of its circumstances. So I feel like that's what Spirit's telling you, is that you're avoiding something, but in reality you really just need to embrace it because you're going to bloom in spite of your circumstances. So you're avoiding change, but the change is actually going to be good. All right, in our spirit and guide me category, we have a smiley face. And so I feel like you're going to be pleasantly surprised with the things that Spirit is bringing in for you. So they're going to guide you towards something that brings you happiness. You have the key. So your spirit guides are going to help you to unlock something new. Could be wisdom, could be changes, maybe new love coming in, money, abundance, things like that, but Spirit's going to help you. We have the Celtic cross, so I do feel like somebody is working on either spirituality or religious things. I feel like maybe somebody actually does that for work because this is in the work category. We have the crown, so there could definitely be some elevation. This always makes me think of like royalty. So there's some sort of like living a like bougier lifestyle. They're also showing me it could be like a purse or a handbag that has a crown on it. I have no idea what that would be, but there could be something to do with like an insignia of some kind, or like a logo that has a crown that's significant with something to do with work. All right, work is changing. So you could be changing jobs, better pay, things like that, some sort of transformation in work. And you might be the star. You do have the 6 of Wands, and that star came out in your work category. It's winking. So almost like Spirit's got your back. They're going to change things for your benefit. All right, in hardships, you have quite a few things. So maybe somebody plays baseball. I think you also had a baseball in the take a trip. So maybe you don't win every game. Maybe that's a hardship for you. You know, tomorrow's another day, or you can play some more next season. There are some things that are changing, so I feel like positive changes coming through many areas of your life. We have the tree of life, so plant roots. I feel like you need to kind of ground your energy. There are some light bulb moments, creative aspects. I do feel like you're going to get some sort of breakthrough where maybe you faced a bunch of hardships. In love and romance, we have the notebook. So maybe you're going to be journaling about some love and romance. Maybe you're a writer like I am. Maybe you're going to write a love and romance. Maybe you just have a lot of ideas that you need to write down. We have a bee in the friends. So I feel like you're going to be really busy, right? Busy bee. I also feel like there could be some gossiping in the friend circle. Enjoy the sweeter things in life, right? Bees work really, really hard to make honey and pollinate things. And so I feel like you need to also remember to take time to enjoy friends, family, and love relationships, okay? All right, in shadow work, we have the fan. So I feel like Spirit's trying to encourage you to not only chase your dreams, but also to work through any obstacles. So we also have the cross in there. Again, Spirit's going to help you overcome any challenges. Simply ask for what it is that you need. In between home and repel, we have the angel. So are you repelling Spirit from coming in to help you? I feel like somebody really wants to invite angels in. Maybe you want to start working with angels. Simply ask them to reveal themselves to you in the least scary way possible, and they will come forward. I feel like we could also be doing something that might be repelling assistance. Are you blocking that by thinking super negatively? Doubts and fears. Ask them to help remove the doubts and the fears so that they can come in and work with you. Interesting. All right. In repel, we have the sun. Maybe you need a little less sun. I got sunburnt over last weekend. So I feel like you are... it's like you want to welcome in abundance, right? We're in Leo season. The sun is associated with Leo and tarot, but I feel like you need new energy coming in, and it's like there's a blockage there. The question is why. I feel like we've got to work through that blockage. But there's happiness that wants to come in. There's also love that's trying to come in. Commitment could be trying to come in. Maybe you're repelling the commitment. Maybe that's what it is. In health, we have an angel. So I feel like if you're going through some health issues or health scares, Spirit's got your back. Ask for assistance in healing. They can definitely do that. We have the money, so it could be costing a small fortune, unfortunately. I feel like when health concerns come up, sometimes they kind of drain us a little bit financially, but Spirit will help you to achieve more. And your final charm is a star, and that's also in health. So I feel like you're going to come out on top. I do feel like there's healing possible. Yes, it may cost a little bit of money, but I feel like more is underway. So that is what I have for you, my lovelies. Have a wonderful week.